Hey guys, welcome back. Luke with Premium Aquatics here. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. Let's talk about our little buddy, the flatworm. And more importantly, the flatworm exit. Did it do its work? Did it do its job? What are we looking at in the system? I dosed it. We did around 80 drops and put in the system, ran carbon, ran our skimmer, ran everything, siphoned as much as we could out through into another filtration basket just to try and get as much of the flatworm body and toxins out as soon as possible, so we didn't deal with any remaining residual toxins or anything that stayed in the system. So did that 2 weeks ago, and then let's talk about it. Did it work? What's the tank looking like? How did the corals react that I have? How did the fish react? So let's go ahead and jump into it. Come on, let's go. Alright guys, so did the flatworm exit do its job? As you saw last week, I showed you the clip of, it definitely was working. It was taking those flatworms, suspending them, getting them out. They definitely were flying out of the tank, and this thing was taking names, kicking butts, and getting rid of them. However, did it take care of all of them? Am I free of flatworms now? How did everything handle it? I can tell you right now, the corals were not all too happy with me. The zoanthids, the Duncan especially seemed the most peeved off at me over everything, but the zoanthids closed up some. The xenia definitely did. My torch didn't seem to be bothered by it whatsoever. The anemone didn't care. The fish seemed to be doing just fine. They didn't care about that either. Inverts, I still see inverts around here. The GSP seemed to be okay, so that didn't seem too bothered by it. But zoanthids and the Duncan for sure. Duncan did not like what I was doing. But did the am I free of flatworms? Unfortunately not. It definitely did a huge hit on them, and it definitely helped out, but within a few days I could see the little population starting to reoccur in their little spots that they have in the system, that they're setting up hotels or something. I don't know what they're doing, but they've got little areas of concentration where they like to be at, and within a few days I started seeing them gather back up, and they were doing their thing. So definitely it unfortunately did not take care of all of them. It did a great job of eradicating a lot, so I don't want to say that this doesn't work by any means, because it definitely did. It definitely works. It honestly is just a matter of where your system is at with the pests, and it goes like this for everything, whether it be algae, diatoms, everything, any other pests. If you let the aptasia, mahanos, any other pests out there in the system, or the nuisance that we find in the system, if you let it go on too long, it becomes much harder to eradicate and take care of with solutions that normally would work just fine. Had I done this flatworm exit as soon as I saw these flatworms pop up and said, hey, you know what, preemptive, let's strike at them now, let's get them out of the system before they become a big headache, probably would have had zero issues. They would have been taken care of, and we wouldn't have had to deal with this. But I think I just let my system go too long, knowing they were in there, and they just became overpopulated. So they're in all these nooks and crannies and crevices, and the flatworm exit just wasn't able to get it. Now granted, I did do a second dose, and I think the next week, I don't remember what day it was, but I did do another dose, but I did the same dosage. Had maybe I done a increase, maybe if I would have done like 120 drops, I don't know what the threshold is for where it's 2 max, but they do talk about doing a 50% more on the instructions. So maybe if I would have done 120 drops, it would have diluted into this, or not diluted, it would have been a little bit more concentrated in the water to where it would get into all those crevices where maybe some of them survived and were allowed to repopulate, because as we know, they repopulate like they're going crazy. So had maybe I increased that dosage, maybe it would have had a different story. I don't have any more to really test that theory out, unfortunately. Maybe I could, but what I'm going to personally do is, because I am so overrun with that, I'm afraid that if I continually do the flatworm, I'm going to continually run into this back and forth where they're So what I'll probably do is get a couple of fish, either maybe the yellow chorus wrasse, or I think it's the springer eye damsels that are very well known for eating flatworms, and get a couple, maybe the damsels in here, and let them do the work. Let them take over, let them eat those suckers up and get rid of them. So I should be completely content with getting a couple of fish that are known to eat them and let them do the work. And we'll go from there. And hopefully, knock on wood, get rid of them for good. So it worked. It definitely worked. It's just be careful. If you're at a point where it's just you've let it go too long, you're going to have a lot harder time using things like this or GFO or Mahana Aptasia X, or those different treatments for these pests and nuisances. If you let it overrun, it's going to be a much bigger headache to get rid of with these treatments that, had we started right off the bat, probably wouldn't have been there. We'd be good to go. We wouldn't even have to worry about this. So the moral of the story is, don't be like me. Don't wait until just things are overrun. Take care of them immediately so you don't have to do this and have to chase your tail getting rid of them. But I'm glad I got to try it out. It did definitely do work. It helped me eradicate them to an extent. We just need to finalize it, get some fish in here, get rid of them. So we'll do that. In the meantime, what else do we have to talk about? The giveaway. If you remember right, I told you 2 weeks ago that we were going to be doing a giveaway, and we are. It's going to start next Saturday, and the product is, I don't have it. I've not touched it. It's so new, I haven't even got to see it yet. It is the, right there, right? Put it right there. The Hanna Instruments Nitrate Checker. Hot off the press, we got our first shipment of them. They're already sold out. We're going to be giving one of them away, though, to you. No, not you. The guy behind. No. Yeah, right there. No. Everyone has a chance. So we're going to be giving one of those away. Jeff's actually going to be doing a video of it, I think, this coming week here. If you want to see it in hand, see what it does, see how it runs, go make sure you follow our YouTube so you can see that video. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can go check it out on our webpage, read about it. But if it's like anything else that I have Hanna Instruments wise, I'm going to love this. And if you're looking to keep track of nitrates that are in that low range, this is definitely a great option for you. And for me, in my opinion, I'd much rather get a digital readout than trust my eyes with a color chart. So I'm excited to see it and get my hands on it, be able to try it out. But in the meantime, keep tabs. It'll start next Saturday. I think it's the 17th. We'll put a banner on our webpage like usual with the details, what you got to do to enter, how many times you can enter, because there's going to be multiple ways. Don't forget that. And then if you haven't, sign up for our newsletter, because it's going to be a way to keep tabs of all these happenings that we do. And we'll put links in there as well for when this goes live. But if you keep tabs of our little webpage, you'll see it there too. So that's it, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you see the most update on this system, as well as the other videos we're putting out. Keep tabs of the homepage, newsletter, all that jazz, so you know when that nitrate checker contest goes live. We'll see you guys next week. Stay happy and healthy. Peace.